actually getting ready to introduce to you our next guest speaker. She's amazing. She is an expert in making our business profitable. Let's face it, that's why we're all in the industry, you know, whether we are a stylist or we are salon owners, like we want to make money, be profitable at what we do, be successful at what we do, be able to handle our finances so that we can even create a great legacy for our family, be able to retire amazing, be able to have the life that we want. So I want to welcome Ronit and Enos to our event, and just welcome, Ronit. How are you doing today? Oops, you're muted. You're muted. There we go.
Hey. How are you, Karen? So good to be here.
Thank you. How was your morning?
Oh, I'm having a fantastic morning. Woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and was able to see the sunrise. I'm in sunny Florida, so it's warm, it's nice, it's awesome. I'm really excited to be here, Karen. Thank you for pulling this together.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being on this. This is such an honor to have you. I'm so excited for our audience to learn about you and everything that you bring to this industry, because it's absolutely amazing. You know, I love all the pieces that it takes, you know, to be successful in what we do. And the bottom line is, like, we need to make profit so that we can continue doing what we do. And I love how you just bring that all together in simple steps to be able to share that with our audience. So before we totally get started, I would love for you to just share a little bit about yourself.
Well, number one, I'm a stylist. So, you know, my name is Ronit, Enos. I know that name could be butchered, and that's totally okay. Because I butcher many names, and you know, but my name is Ronit Enos, and I've been a stylist for over 30 years, and a salon owner for 17 years. And now we are a teaching and a training implementation company that calls Salon Cadence. And we help high achievers, really high achievers, which basically means perfectionist, right? To achieve their most impactful lifestyle through and making their company work for them, and not, you know, working for the company for the rest of your life. So that's what we do, and we focus on the numbers. We focus on money. We focus on profit. We create a lot of wealth in you know, we're maximizing on your time. We're maximizing on your financial success, and that's our focus. And that's what we do today. You know,
I love that. That's definitely, I would say, like, that's the area that most people like kind of shy away from. Like, it's not the sexy part about hair, but I love it because that's what helps us.
Well, I find money to be very sexy.
I do too. I love being able to share that too, because, like, you need all that. You need to know all these things. Like, you know, like for myself, you know, when I got into the industry, you know, loved hair. So then I went to open up my salon, you know, because, you know, I was gifted. God gave me a gift. I was really good at it. I knew nothing about running a business, not one thing, you know, so through trial tribulations, was able to do it. Hiring a coach made it even better. You know, but you have to learn, right? And so if you don't know those things, you need to learn from, like, experts.
Yes.
You know, and that's what I love, that you're able to bring that. So I'm going to give it over to you, let you really share with our audience. One thing I would like to say to everybody is that through this experience that you're going to have, like, if there's questions during the time, put them in the chat. We'll make sure that we're going to have saved time for some Q&A at the end. So this way, she can take and just share all those answers for you. So if you have questions, put them in the chat and she will be able to answer those for you.
Thank you, Karen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share a screen, and I'm gonna share some slides, because what I really want to do is I want you guys to walk away with the most that you can walk away today and implement today into your business. So I'm going to share a screen, and I'm going to go through the whole presentation, and anybody who has questions, please just put them in the chat. And I will be so happy to answer these questions. So Tech support, can I just share my screen right now? Great.
Good.
Awesome, awesome. And, okay, let's do this. Okay. Just gonna let that little bar go down. And okay, so what we do is we really work on the specifics of the profit first. And so I would love to introduce that to you. And what does it take to actually go back to profitability, especially today after going through this virus that we call COVID-19? So a little the history of what has been going on for the past 50 years until just before COVID-19. Really, there has not been much of change in our industry. As a matter of fact, yes, you can say that there's some new colors, some new techniques, maybe new names for haircuts and all of that good stuff. But literally, the business has changed much. As a matter of fact, by the SBA, which is a small business association, 75% of businesses are failing within 5 years. And when I say small businesses, I mean anything in the size of $22 million size company, all the way to like, just a $200, a $100, a $50,000 a year company. So you can only imagine how devastating it is that and we are, as a salon owners, small businesses are included in that category. 75% businesses fail within the 5 years. Now, small businesses are or were the 50% of our population in this country. This really sad numbers, which I thought were insane, is the 5% thrive in this business. Only 5% thrive in this business, and 20% live paycheck to paycheck. So if you can think about it, 75% close their doors and only 20% that actually stay open live paycheck to paycheck. So this is the time, this is what it was 1.0 version of salon businesses. Now, out of nowhere, obviously, comes COVID-19, caught everyone on guard. Economy takes a major nosedive, and your cash flow absolutely vanish. We all went through this really difficult times where if we had something saved, it's completely gone. Now, you feel absolutely scared, stressed. We all went through really difficult times, and we're still going through difficult times. And folks, we are not out of the woods yet. As much as I would like to say that, okay, great, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, which I totally do, and we all do, and that's so super exciting, but we still going to have to recover. Now, I do wanted to just mention that, you know what, the thing is, even before COVID, this did not happen. This was our reality. So now that we have a completely, a whole new obstacle that came across to us, this is the time that we need to make big change. Now, you are thinking to yourself, who is Ronit? And so I would like to just really present myself a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself. I am the founder of Salon Cadence Academy, which is a training company. But we also were, I'm a host of the Huddle Time with America beauty show. We ran and founded Maxim Salon for 17 years. We were awarded Best of Boston several times and awarded Best Salon 200 several times. We were named by America Magazine Best Salon in America, one of the best salon in America. And what I'm really proud of, which is really a great, and these are all great achievements, but what I was really proud of is that, I never graduated college. I'm a hairstylist. That's my love. That's what I do every day, and love being in my salon and loved owning my salon most of the time. But what I was really proud of is that we were asked to be a case study for Holt University International Business School in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And I have been a mentor and a judge in that business, in that university for 5 years till today. which made me feel so amazing because I never really went to college. That was the closest thing that I've ever went to. And I'm really proud of being able to achieve six figures profits and enjoyed my free time. We developed and learned over 200 employees. So I just wanted you to know a little bit about our background. Who is that person who's talking to you? My partner, who is my husband, is Bill Enos, and he has been 25 years, has experience in the sales and operation of system with AT&T, IBM, Boston Solar, and of course, Maxime Beauty, which is the salon. And his methodology and whatever he have learned running through his corporate business has implied into our coaching business, which is very similar to what we're going to be talking today about. Now, here's the thing. A few years back, I really started to feel very uncomfortable with my company finance. I really felt like that just was not enough. You know, when you work so hard and you put so much of your time into it, and then you go back into the checking account and you wanted to pull a really nice income, and there was not much there for you to take out to just reward you for all the hard work that you're doing, I felt that this was not good enough. I did not want to be in that 1.0 version salon. I wanted to be one of the top 5% profitable salon and spa owners. I realized that I didn't have any process, a good process for managing my cash flow. And believe me, I was doing everything I could possibly do. I trained with the best people in the industry. I took all the I read all the books that there is to read.
Hello.
Only, yeah, hello?
This
Ah,
week, let me see.
is
Hang on.
somebody there listening to somebody's booking an appointment? That is awesome. Okay, thank you for that. So now I discovered, that whatever I was doing was not good enough because I still did not take the paycheck that I wanted. And I wanted to live a really good life, and I wanted to have a really good time to enjoy the journey that I was doing. So what did I do? I discovered a methodology that has transformed over 150,000 businesses all around the world. I've been using it for years in both of my companies, and I would like to share that with you today. And I share that with our clients. We share that in Salon Cadence. The system is perfect for the situation that we find ourselves today. My dream was always to spend time with my family. So here's on the right a little bit of my family, my two children, my son-in-law, and of course my dogs are my children right now. But my dream was always, I always wanted to be very active and have the time to do the things that I really wanted to do. And spend the time with my dog, spend the time with my husband. And that's what I really want to do. And that's what I leave today. I leave my dreams. I always wanted to help people. I always wanted to give back to my colleagues, my team. And so nothing would make my life better than living the life that I want. I did not want it to become a slave to my company. And I did not want to just have nothing to show for when I'm at my age today. And also, I did not want to wait until the age of I don't know what, so I can really enjoy my life. I want to talk to you about what you can do today. Salon version 1.0. How can you change it to Salon version 2.0? 95% of salon entrepreneurs focus their time and energy on the old way of profits and recruiting. And that was the problem that I had. I did everything else that everybody else was doing. And it wasn't my fault. And it's nobody's fault. It's just what we don't know that hurts us. Most of the people are passively waiting for the perfect staff member to show up, or maybe we can be more profitable tomorrow, or maybe we can live our life. Let's work really, really, really hard for the next 5-6 years so we can have the life that we want in 10 years, right? But no, best top 5% people, their focus on learning all the time. They're implementing all the new things. They research for everything new that they can do in order to improve the life, not in 10 years, now. And you can do that too. This is a proven method to run your salon by. And that is what I'm talking about, Salon version 2.0, plan for prosperity. Really plan for having the cash flow that you really wanted. And you have to redesign, you know, you have to think things differently. Your clients' products, you have to redesign your client products. You have to restructure your business to be profitable. Think about profit first. How can you use a redesign of new products? I've been listening today to this conversation that is going today. Affiliation, that's a completely new way of doing things. Those are new things that you can implement in your business. And how can you grow? Never again have to deal with a situation like this. So it can become, your business can become bulletproof. Now here's the problem. The problem is that, or maybe it's not that it is the problem. You need to determine what your destiny is going to be. And you can determine what your destiny, and you can make that happen today. You have, you know, the thing is, you can have 3 types of mindset. You can either redesign and restructure type of a mindset, or, which is, as you can see, it's the mindset of growth. It's a growth thinking all the time. What can I do to grow? Somebody asked me the other day, and they asked me, Ronit, if you could give a tip to anybody, what is the best tip that you can give to anybody? And I would say, never stop being hungry for growth. Never stop being hungry to learn. You can choose to either have a mindset of fear and panic, which is going to paralyze you, which is going to actually make you think about, I can't do it. I'm just going to float through this whole time, which will bring you to actually close down. Or you can choose to be in like, you know what, let me make this whole thing go away. I'm going to float a little bit. I'm going to do little things, little mini changes, but in fact, you're not making any changes. And what happens? You will be those people who are living paycheck to paycheck. And let me tell you, right now, you can't even afford doing that, because even that is not going to make it. You need to think within growth. You need to implement new things. You can be, you know, this is my favorite, one of my favorite movies. You can either take the blue pill or the red pill. You got to commit to change. You got to commit to growing. And there's 2 different types. There's the people who are interested in growing, or the people who are really committed and will do whatever it takes. You know, very high achiever people are the ones that are actually going to take action and committed to growing. And the difference between those two is, instead of you doing it when it's convenient, you do it with whatever it takes to do it. Your past, the mindset behind the interested growing people is that you past determined your action, where committed people to growing don't even look at that this way. There are no 0 excuses. They are going for it. So this is why you guys are here today. And I just want to honor you guys for being here today, for learning, for doing what you need to do in order to be ahead of the game, to be part of the 5%. You have to adopt the mindset of redesign, reconstruction, and growing your business. Now, what can derail you from actually getting there? Well, many times we have that voices in our heads that are putting us in a different spectrum. So if you are in the fear spectrum, what they're saying will never work. It can't be that simple. It's not hard. So if you listen to me today, already, if you're in the pink zone, you're probably thinking, whatever Ronit is saying is just not good enough for me. Well, guess what? You're going to be in the panic zone. If you are the status quo zone, which is the dark green, our company hasn't been that affected, so it's okay now. You know, my company is fine. I'm going to be fine. Well, guess what? You're in the status quo. But if you're in the growth mindsetting zone, then this opportunity is amazing to learn from. We have to adapt and take advantage of this. And this is what I did when I realized that what I'm doing is not giving me the maximum value for my time and for my effort to grow the company. So what are we going to do as very first step? We have to redesign your client product mix. And you listened to one of them today, which was amazing. And we have to embrace the new world of today. You know, just like many other companies, you got to think, what can I do? What can I do more to give value for our guests, to give value for our company? As you can see, Apple completely changed the way they're doing business right now. As if anybody visited Apple, you know that online services have become so great, and the structure of how they welcoming their guests into their company is completely different. Uber venture out to Uber Eats, and then Uber delivering home color curbside pickup, right? This is what the things that we needed to do. Disney completely changed their model, and now they're investing a lot more in movies, in home movies. And my friend Leon Alexander completely built pods right now that you can implement the pods into your company, where it gives a privacy in your company, safety in your company, but at the same time, it gives the customer the ability to come to the salon. So those are the changes that we have to do. We have to think about with solving problems and adding values. How can we add more values to our current customers? Well, the one thing that you can do is you have to just call your customers. Pick up the phone and call the customers. All these people who you have not seen. What if you went back and download information from your software of how many people you have not seen? What if you and your staff every week tackle 20 people and just call them and say, hello, I miss you. Where have you been? What new products can you actually give them and service them with? What different type of services that you have not done before that you can bring in that are extremely profitable, but they're so different that you can offer? What else can you do for your customers? How can you modify your current product services to attract new customers? And brainstorm this with your team. Get your team back into the picture. Create Zoom meeting. Sit up in a Zoom meeting and ask them, team, I need your advice. I don't know. I need more ideas. What do you guys think we should do? You have to have two key important traits right now. You have to have a lot of empathy and a lot of authority. Empathy plus authority brings connection. And this is so, so, so important. Empathy. I know what is the difference between empathy and what is the difference between authority or not being compassion when you see a customers. Now, empathy is, I know how it feels. You really want to let them know, I know how you're feeling. Nobody should feel this way. Really be empathetic with them. Like you, we are also frustrated with the same situation. This is how you work with your clients right now. Authority is very important. Experience helping customers with similar problem. Let them know that you understand, but let them know that you also have some sort of authority, that you are experienced with the same problems. What are you doing right now to help your customers? So let them know, what are you doing right now to help the customers? How are you keeping them safe? And why you are the authority, and why you're specializing in safety. You need to be out there letting them know all the time how you keep everybody safe and everybody happy, and how much you love them all the time. Be careful, of course, that the authority voice doesn't become way too authoritative, or there is not a compassion feeling about it. You really want to have the empathy and authority, because that's what brings connection. How you can be coming back into your people's life. Go back to basics. Like when we started, it's almost like starting a whole salon back again. You know, how we developing relationship with our staff, how developing new relationship with our guest. Now, once you've connected, okay, the one thing you want to make sure is not having an attitude of, hey, pay me what you owe me. That's not what we want. What you are there is to solve people's problems, their challenges, and their obstacles. So go deep down into what really do they need. Find out what your clients really need, what worries them, what you can give confidence and peace of mind to a certain situation. And when I give you guys these examples, these are simple. They don't cost you any money to connect to your people, to connect to your staff, to connect to your clients. You know, the seeds of the new products and the services that that you have are the conversations that you need to have with your clients. Of course, we do not want to be too authoritative. We want to be have the cultures of heroes versus guide. That means you want to guide your staff to become the heroes of your company and have the empathy to do that. So how does that reflect? Well, I want you guys to write down a couple of things right now. Take the notes for that. In a service that was done by L'Oreal, says that when they survey their employees or their staff, if they are producing signature and great consultation, all of the staff said, of course, we're consulting with clients. But when they survey the clients, 70% of the clients ask the questions, what consultation? What do you mean by that? So a lot of the perspective is not on one page. Go back and do something really specific with your staff. Get back in doing irresistible consultation. You will have major consistency with consultation. You will get back in touch with your clients. Elevate your ticket price. Secure the clients to come back through empathy, through design. But everything works by design. Training and practice every staff member. If you train every staff member to do an amazing consultation, I will guarantee you right now that when you connect with your clients, and try to do it, just 5 clients, pick up 5 clients right now. Think about who are your top 5 clients that you can do most elevated, most amazing, irresistible consultation. And what is consultation? It's the empathy, it's the authority, it's the connection. And you can set up the future just by now by doing an amazing consultation. So expand your brand. Now, irresistible consultation starts with a script. You want to create templates for every type of departments that you have in your salon. Have a great introduction that makes it fun, like a really good icebreaker. Communicate your mission and your values of what you do in the salon and how many years the salon has been giving that service. Ask many questions. You know, as much as you can, ask them the questions so they can give you the answers so you can really give them what they need. The more questions you ask your clients, the more you're going to get back. So if there's anything that I can give you right now is to go back into your script and redo your script as if you were the doctor of hair. How can you connect back to your client? This is one of our success stories, Kalina Duro, who during COVID literally had a major breakdown. She did not want to come back to work. Her staff completely was gone. And I think she had 1 left, but you know what? She changed completely the story. She completely implemented the profit first for salons and redesigned her consultation. And now she's really doing amazing, even through COVID. Now, so these are the actions to do. I really would like for you to take notes on that. Take 5 guests. Who are your 5 guests that you want? And what I would love for you to do is add on 5 minutes more to your consultation. So if prior to that, your consultation was 10 minutes, make it 15 minutes. If it was 15 minutes, make it 20 minutes. I guarantee you, if you just do that, you will have a very happy customers. And another thing is, remember I told you how to connect to your customer, just pick up the phone and call them. Here's another great suggestions. Create the 5 minutes video. Create a video just of yourself. Use loom.com. There's so many applications out there. Just video yourself. If you're in a salon and you have 5 stylists, divide and conquer. Create videos for each and one of the salon and send them in an email and let them know how much you miss them and what's new in your salon and how can you bring them back. That video email is so amazing. It will bring back people and create a system for that. Maybe you want to do it once every 2 weeks to connect with your clients. So that's a few actions. Now let's go into step 2. Restructure your business by taking your profit first. Profit First was written by Mike McAlowich, and we are at Salon Cadence are certified Profit First agents. Profit First methodology is different in so many ways. 99% of businesses are started by specialist technicians that are not an expert in corporate finance. All of us know that learning through numbers is not easy. We all know that numbers don't speak to us as much as our creative world. Well, you know what? It's not just in our industry. It's in most small businesses and entrepreneurs. 96% of business won't make it for 10 years. They just won't. Remember, I told you the percentages. Owners don't know how to turn profits into cash. And this causes cash flow problems, serious problems, as you probably all experienced through COVID-19. This methodology, the Profit First methodology, permits business owners who are not experts in corporate finance to manage their businesses if they had a CFO, which is Chief Financial Officer. So it's such a simple method and so easy to create that cash flow in your business. It tells you exactly what to do in any situation, especially like today. Now, Profit First applies in businesses that have CFO. Many businesses, big businesses, have Profit First. This methodology has been proven over 150,000 businesses around the world, and we practice this with our clients every day. So the formula doesn't work in what we had before. If any of you have looked at profit and loss statement, you will know that there is revenue, which is the income that comes in, minus expenses equal profit, right? If revenue minus expenses equal profit, well, where is my money? How many times that you go back and you look at your profit statement and your profit statement says, well, wait a second, it says that I have 5% profit, and then you go to the bank and you're like, well, where is that 5%? It's no longer there. No, of course it's no longer there. It's gone. That Profit First, the Profit First statement is not a true snapshot of where your cash is. It is absolutely, and it's a system that was taught to us that is untrue. It's not our fault that we're not successful in learning how to keep our profit in. You can't find it for two reasons. One of the reasons is that because of the Parkinson law. And the Parkinson law suggests that if you have a big chunk of money sitting in your bank account, right? So if think about that. If you have a big chunk sitting in your operational accounts, you either have one account or you have a second account that's devoted to payroll. So if you see that there is a lot of money coming in, then obviously you're going to spend all that money. It's just very, human behavior like. If we have a plate, in our plate, there's a full food of plate, typically we're going to finish most of the food. Now, if you have a smaller amount of, a smaller plate or a smaller plate, and you have the same amount of food, that means you're going to eat less amount of food. The same things apply to having those bank accounts. If you're going to have a lot of money sitting in your bank account, you are going to spend most of it. That's why at the end of the month, we don't see our money. Decision making with online banking is another thing that we don't have. If there's a resource available, you will use it all the time. As you can see, revenue minus expenses equal profit. The profit becomes to be so insignificant. It's almost like an afterthought. You become, if you had, and I'll give you an example. For example, if you have a toothpaste, you know how that goes. If you have a toothpaste and it's a whole brand new toothpaste and you're using it, you will have quite a bit of a toothpaste sitting on your toothbrush. But what happens when we almost are running out of toothpaste? We're going to squeeze as much as we can, and even a little tiny dot of toothpaste will go a long way brushing our teeth, right? So the same thing goes with the Profit First methodology. So decision making with online banking means that 99% of businesses owners don't use financial statements. They never even look at their financial statements to make their day-to-day decisions. They go online, okay, and if they see the money on in the bank, they spend it. It's the same thing with like the toothpaste. If there's a lot of toothpaste, you'll spend it. But if there's not a lot, you're not going to spend it. Since all of your money is lumped together, you can't tell if you're spending too much on your operation. There's just no clarity of what are you spending it on. That is our biggest challenge. What Profit First does, it separates your money in different bank accounts so you can see what each dollar is used for and where is it anytime. That is how you build wealth first. Without Profit First, you end up financing your operation with money that isn't even yours. And that's exactly, you constantly borrow to pay for something that you want. Profit is not what's left over. That's what it becomes. It becomes a leftover because if you look at the financial statement, what you see is the top lines are revenue. And there's like million lines underneath it that are all expenses. And at the end of the statement, you see something that says profit. That little tiny thing becomes an afterthought. That's what we need to avoid. We need to bring the profit first into the first line. Profits belongs to shareholders and are not to be used as finance your operation. You shouldn't be always financing your operation, your investment. If you're not an expert in reading financial statement, it isn't easy to see if you're profitable or if you have a conversion to cash. Profit is not an event. It's not something that you are thinking to yourself, I will be profitable one day. No, you need to be profit right now, and it needs to become a habit. And guess what? You can do it. If I did it, you can do it. Now, how do you implement Profit First methodology? First, you evaluate your business using Profit First methodology. So there's a specific way of evaluating how profitable your company is, how profitable your operation, whether you are a suite owner, whether you are a business owner, it doesn't matter how small or how big you are, this is the system for everybody. Compare your results to other financial healthy business. That's the second thing that we do. You want to establish goals and make a plan of actions to restructure your business. So right now you can make that change immediately. You know, a lot of people are saying to me, what if I don't have money in the bank to create that system? Well, I'll tell you that usually, typically, when we see our first customers, when we onboard them in the beginning, typically we end up finding 10% of their profit gone and bring back that 10% very quickly. So you can do the same thing. You want to start consistently taking home the money that you're supposed to get. So if you were a salon or a suite rental or wherever you are in your growth, if you're at column A, you can see that by the Profit First, and as us as a Salon Cadence members, we completely infuse that into the salon business. That means that anywhere between 0 to 250, you're supposed to have 5% profit, which is your saving account. As an owner, you're supposed to take 50% of this home as a paycheck for you. And you're supposed to save up to 15%. And only 30% goes to operation of expenses. And of course, if you can look at the rest of the columns, the B, the C, the D, whatever the size of your company, these are the metrics that you can grow to. And it doesn't take a very long time to start being profitable. As a matter of fact, you can be profitable by 1% more than you were yesterday. This is one of our clients, Anna Walsh. Anna Walsh is somebody I'm so proud to always share her story. She started as a suite salon with one person and grew to exploded to 10 stylists in her salon right now. Again, her story was my story, from one person to another. And her growth has gone incrementally. In 3 years, she went from being a one-person operation to a 10 employees. But not only that, she increased her owner pay to 14% after a profit net of 10% in 10 months. And she's thriving through COVID-19 because she created a bulletproof cash flow strong company. And that is what I want for you guys. I want to talk about Scott Allison, another customer of ours, which is step 3. Grow your business. What are you going to do today? What you're going to be signing today will determine your destiny. And here's a big question for you. Are you building your team to be the shareholders of your company? You know, 1.0 version, we thought differently. We did things differently. Remember, I said, we have really not changed much, but now we need to change the way we think about our team. Our team needs to have a shareholding mentality thinking. And we as leaders need to think that way as well. So we need to venture out to a completely different mindset and let their dreams become their dreams. Let your dream of how you want to run your life, how your company is going to work for you, become your dream. And how are you going to combine that together? Let me explain that one more time. 2 out of 3 small businesses are not profitable and will fail. 70% salons pre-COVID will close their doors. I don't want to even talk about what's going to happen after. 25% live paycheck to paycheck, and 5% thrive and don't have the right team. Why? Because we run out of cash, guys. We can have the best location, we can have the best marketing, the best branding, we can have an amazing team, but if we don't have the cash flow to support that, it won't be sustainable. And I want you guys to be so profitable and let you know that it doesn't matter how big, how small you are, you can be profitable tomorrow. Here is the reason why most salon owners are not profitable. And this is my story, guys. And you can see me right there in the picture. I was a salon owner for 17 years. And what does that mean? That means that I did performance reviews, and I was an event planner for my company, and a digital marketer for my company, and a merchandiser. Yes, I created some major beautiful windows. I was a hiring manager for my company. I was a marketer, and I was an electrician of my company. Many times I had to fix some fuses. I was also a web designer. There were times where I would come back home and build a web design or a new one. And yes, I was the one who was doing the payroll, and I was the bookkeeper, which I had no business doing my bookkeeping, but what? Because that's another hat I had to wear. And I was a plumber. How many times my sinks were broken? I had to fix my sinks. And social media, I had no business being on social media. Oh, that time there was not big social media at my time, but you know what? I jumped into that too. Why? Because I needed to do that, because I wanted to do it, because I'm a high achiever. I need to do everything. Inventory controller. I need to learn how to do inventory. And not to mention, on top of everything, I had to cheerleader everybody in my team when they were down. Even though that I was down, I didn't want to do it, but yet I still had to be the cheerleader. Oh, and did I forget to tell you, I was also the educator. So this is the reason I was exhausted. I was completely exhausted. I had no time for my children. I had no time for my husband. Every time that I was trying to make it to a hockey game, or every time I was trying to make it, I don't know, just to read a book or to do yoga or to do something, you know, it was unsustainable. I was exhausted, and I got into the burnout zone. And I knew that if I'm going to continue doing this, I won't be able to sustain it. There was something that 5% most extraordinary, top profitable people were doing that I wasn't doing. And that is what I'm sharing with you today. You don't have to wait for tomorrow or work hard for 5 years so you can own your life, so you can own the cash flow that you want to be. You don't have to wait. You can do it today. Oh, let me tell you a little bit about that dream that we all have. That dream that we dream about. You would do whatever it takes. You would protect your children. You would protect your partners. You would protect your home. You would work your bum off for all of that. But what you're not going to do is work your bum off for yourself. That is what you need to identify. What do you want?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
It's kind of hard when you're out there making your face.
Now, once again, just to let you know, you can have a voice out there telling you again, I don't need to work that hard. I don't want to work that hard. Or the voice that tells you it's very difficult to change. I'm alone. I don't want to do it. But of course, you cannot do it alone. You have this community here. You have to hire a coach, and you have to be working with somebody that can lead you there. Whoever that is, know that those voices, the fears, are always going to be there. But those top 5% people, most successful people, they don't let that stop them. They have the growth mindset. So you have a choice. Will you jump in the 2.0 version of salons? Where will you be? Will you be closed? Will you be sustainable, which finally you will? Or would you want to grow? And I'm honor everyone here today because you are having all the growth mind. You're all committed to growing. All you got to do is take the next step, the action step. So I just wanted to share with you all of that. I hope you guys like that. I'm going to stop here. And if there's any questions, please go for it. And then I will tell you what you guys can do next and what's our action plan for you as introduction.
Oh my gosh, that was absolutely amazing. I am certain that everybody took lots of notes on that, like amazing. I have definitely some things that resonated with me. Also, I want to look through really fast to see if there is any questions that I missed.
I'm going to take this copy if you want. I think Miranda gave you, but I do want to just let everybody know that, you know, just casually that we are having a big workshop webinar that we're doing on the 24th, and I'll put the details right there. I think you have that. Mm-hmm. But this is basically what everybody is going to learn how to do. We're working on, you know, how can you become the top 5%? So we're going to dive into it really, really strong. Learn how to start earning profit first from the very first day. Guys, this is no bullshit. This is no fluff. This is the real deal. This is what you're going to get, and this is what you're going to apply. Of course, if you are the blue pill taker. How you can never miss a paycheck for yourself ever again. How you can create a bulletproof system to handle any financial challenges. You know, you're going to not only learn about those numbers, you're going to own them and power, and how you can clear all your debt, how you can get rid and crash your debt forever, how you can build a roadmap for really high sales and high profits. So profitfirstforsalons.com is where you go to register for that workshop. And I would love to have everybody on this call join us, anybody here, because that will change your life story and will change your money story.
So true. Oh my gosh, when we get that element in our business, it changes everything. We did have one question that I wanted to make sure that we addressed. So she was asked, before you could afford to hire all the many different hats that we as salon owners wear out, how did you balance them all yourself? Like, how did you balance, being a mom, being the plumber, being the electrician, being the cheerleader, being it all? Like, how did you balance it before you were able to make that step and have the ability to hire on people?
So just so I'm clear, so how did I get from point A to point B where I was able to afford
Yes.
hiring the second layer? Is that what you're looking?
Yeah, so I think I don't want to mess, these names, I'm always like messing somebody's name up. So Tajia, maybe? I know I'm messing that up. But so her question was, so before you can afford to hire one to assist with taking the load off of your many hats, how did you properly balance it all yourself?
How did I balance? Well, I'm a superwoman, just like everybody here. And you just do a million things at one time. I thought that I was balancing it. I thought I was doing a great job, but I wasn't. I screwed up a lot. I lost a lot of great employees because of that. My relationship with my children and my husband were iffy. There were a lot of times. So you think you're doing well, you think you're a superwoman, but you're not really. Your growth gets so slow where you can rapidly grow like nothing else. And so what we do with our members is we get them to be able to afford step one and lower some hours, afford step two, lower some other hours. And then what happens is, it's like when they work inside their business as producers, the deal is to just get them slowly and slowly to get to the point where the company does not rely on their financial production. And now they can start thinking, okay, I can reduce one day. So there's two things. First, they have to be very organized with your day. So that's the number one. If you're not organized with your day, you won't be able to delegate. And second, you have to learn how to become a delegator, like become a ninja of delegation. And then the third thing is like, how do you create the profit management in your company? So those are the three things that you need to do in order to get to that point where you're just not running on empty. And you do.
You do. And it's hard, being that, you're everything and trying to be it all, because you can't, like we think, because I'm Wonder Woman too,
We all are. I mean,
right. Like you think that we can do it all, when we're trying to manage, and it's true. Like there's a point in your business that you can't hire somebody yet to do it all, right? So like you're trying to wear all those hats, but it's very hard to be successful in all areas when you're stretching yourself so thin. And I know for myself, like, getting to that point that you can hire things out. And I always am the type that I'm like, we all have great gifts in us, like there's things that we're really good at. Like those are the ones that you want to take on. Find out in your team, like what gifts they have and things that maybe you can ask them to also bring their gifts to the table too. Because I really feel like that most times that people would they want to help. Like that's genuine, like part of being a human. Like we want to help other people. So if we ask our team, also like find out what their areas are good in. Somebody could be a part of your social media team, and that could relieve that little bit of stress off for you too.
absolutely.
So you get to that point of hiring out, you do have to kind of figure it out.
When you develop, a team to think like you, it's not that they're thinking like you. When you have a dream of how do you want to live your life, you have to ask your staff, how do they want to live their life?
Mm-hmm.
And if it aligns together, then you create a plan together. And your vision and your values might not be an interest for your team, but if they learn that your company and the reason that they're here is for you and for them to help them achieve their dreams, they'll become a shareholder thinkers. And there is a process for that, right? So the top 5% earners, the top 5%, the one that are really profitable, that's how their mindset is. You know, they don't do the work all the time inside of the business. You have to be outside. You have to commit to that. It's not easy, but it is a recipe. And there is a recipe for that. But like I said, right now, you can't think anything different. You have to do it. You know, it's something that if you want to grow, and, you know, there's a growth pattern. You know, do you want to make $100,000 a year, or do you want to make $200,000 a year? You need to make a choice. How much money do you want to make, and reverse engineer it to that, and how does it comes up with the profit first.
Mhm.
So
good. I definitely love also how I follow Dave Ramsey and have done his courses, and how, like, you said that you put each thing like in a little account, you know, each expense into an account, you know, and paying yourself first, making sure that profit is there first, putting that separate, and then also the other expenses. You know, it reminded me of his, because that's how he kind of.
it is, you know, David Ramsey uses the 5 envelopes. And as a matter of fact, the 5 envelopes were used by our grandparents, great-great-parents. It's a great system. The problem with just doing that was that we always borrowed from one envelope to pay the other envelopes. It's like borrowing from Paul to pay Peter. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And that's the reason why we fail. So it's not about changing your spending habits. It's changing the system to help you with the spending habits.
Exactly. And once you get that system in place and knowing, it makes things run smoother. You know, it makes you figure out, okay, this is where it needs to go, or I need to cut back on this because we need to get this under control. I know for most salons, the biggest area that too much percentage of their expense goes into product back bar, you know, like so much colors washed down the shampoo bowl, you know, like grabbing a hold of that and really taking and getting those things under control, which what will make you more profit in your business also. So definitely awesome.
There's a question there. How do you create the shareholding thinking? Do you share profits? So it's a great question. I'm trying to read the name, but it's a great question. How do you develop a shareholder mentality? And do you share profit with your staff? And yes, we do. We have a system where you allocate shareholding profits for your staff, with your staff. And remember, to engage your team to think like this, what we call it's the lifestyle recruitment, which you really recruit for a lifestyle mentality. And then you add the shareholding system to it. And everybody really is benefiting from the growth of the company. And so it's a great incentive, but more than anything, it's become a reward. You know, we did that, we achieved that. This is the fruit of the labor of what we did.
Gosh, so good, so good. Is there any thing that you would maybe share with a new salon owner or a new stylist even, that will really help them in the beginning set up for success?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, take your pen, write this. First of all, come and come to our webinar workshop that we have on the 24th. So if you're starting, you want to start there. Number 1, hire a good bookkeeper. Hire a very good bookkeeper. Don't hire your friend. Don't let your mom do it. Don't let your partner do it. Hire somebody to do it. Second, have an amazing software CRM program. Even if you're a solo, get the data. You need the data. Without those two, you are not going to do what a growth-minded people do. So those are the 2 things. 3, always connect to your guest with your heart. Always connect to your guest with your heart. Always connect to your staff with your heart, and find out what is their lifestyle recruitment or their lifestyle goal is. Find out and marry all these pieces together. Stay hungry. Always be hungry to grow.
Love that. Love that. So true. So true. So where can our audience find you at? they want to connect with you besides on the webinar. Like, make sure you guys, and the information is in the chat, so everybody has that. Also for you, so that's awesome. And
Yeah,
Justine is amazing. Like, she just put everybody all your information up. Also, is there one of those places that you like to hang out more than others?
Oh, we have the Profitable Salon and Spa Owners private Facebook group, and yes, we would love if you guys wanted to come there. We teach and train and coach in our community, so we would love for you to guys come. You can come visit us tonight. On every week we have the Huddle Show, Huddle Time with Ronit on American's Beauty Show, so we're there too. But yeah, those are the two places, and you can always reach out to me. I'm very approachable.
Awesome, love that. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being on today and just sharing amazing nuggets with our audience. I love your heart and just really wanting to be able to help everybody in the industry really be profitable and make an amazing year for 2021, that we can have the best profit ever. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Karen, thank you, Karen, for doing what you're doing. This was really nice. You're sharing this with everybody in our beauty industry, and I think that's just amazing. So thank you, Karen.
Oh, you're welcome.
You look beautiful today.
Thank you. You have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too.